All right. Happy Friday, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
here we
She
are.
popped back over there. How'd you get back on that side? Yeah, we're gonna get some Friday coding going on. Some happy hour coding.
Mhm.
So just as a quick thing, I was working on the fireworks thing. I had actually been kind of working it on the side because I wasn't sure how it was even really possible to do it. So I was hoping to get to do this last week. Got interrupted. So what I've done is I've added this rocket container, and this I think I may have overkilled this. I don't know if a container was the right answer. I thought it was because I wanted the effect inside of the like with the image at the same time.
Mhm.
Um, but it ends up doing something weird. The container, the effect becomes like a part of the container inside of it. I don't even know how to like describe what it does. It does a weird thing. I think actually I can probably show you an example of it in their in Phaser's stuff, right? Trying to remember. Mhm. Let's see, what was it? It was camera. Here it was. So this was game objects container add emitter to container, right? So I was like, oh, I want to add it to the container. That was a weird error message. So what you can see happening here is that the container is controlling the effect. So as
Okay.
you, so it doesn't let the effect um, propagate on its own. What that caused the problem for me with is when the firework would launch up,
Mhm.
the thing would just stick to it. Like all the stuff that would be falling off of it would stick to it. Pete, you are now frozen.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
your video is frozen.
It's funny because it's not on Skype. Like I can see me moving on my end.
Yeah,
I'm
this
going
is.
to
I think.
stop and come back.
Well, let me see if I can stop my sharing and see if that fixes it because I think this is because I was sharing the audio with you.
Mm. Okay.
At least that's my guess. Nope, doesn't seem. Now, I think you may need to try stopping and restarting your video.
Yeah. Well, let me see.
But yeah, so the whole thing with this is that it's tied inside of that container. So if I want to do something, there we go. Now you're moving around.
All right. Cool.
And
Oh, but I'm small.
oh, all right, we're back. It has to do with I found out about why that happens. It has to do with bit rate and performance. And so
Mhm.
like when the Skype video downgrades, it changes the resolution. And so Streamlabs isn't able to deal with it appropriately, whereas OBS itself by default can. Um,
Okay.
so
So
I
that's
yeah
fun. It's
yeah
good to know why, I guess.
yeah. Well, I mean, that means I can fix it. I just got to switch everything over to OBS. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, you
uh,
were telling me that actually, like offline one day, we were talking about
yeah.
the issue.
So
So,
so this is inside the container. So as you turn the container, the effects come out of it relative to its position inside the container.
so the effect is happening at the same angle, but you're rotating the container around. Is that what you're
Correct.
saying? Okay.
Yeah. So what would happen is if we were to go to my example here, when that would go up, you see how it's got this trail because it's not
Hmm.
associated with the container. When it was associated with the container, it would just fall in that little tiny spot. So you would just see a little bit of stuff coming off of it because it wasn't leaving it behind as it went. Because each of
Okay.
those would move with the container as it was going up. So as it moved up the page, it was spraying, but it was staying inside the container because it wasn't actually spraying.
So you weren't getting a trail effect.
I
You were
was
getting like a
not getting a
bubbling
trip.
effect.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason we get the trailing effect there is because we're actually moving the emitter up. And so as it moves up, it's emitting in a new spot each time as it goes up along that trail.
Right.
Where
So it's moving away from what it has already emitted, as opposed to like really firing them out of there.
right, and what was happening when I had it in the container is the container would move with it, so that that spot that it was creating, it was in the same spot every time. So it was just like boom, 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 and it wasn't letting it flow out.
Hey, J.W. Sturge, what's up?
So, hey, what's going on, John? Yeah,
So,
yeah. And right now, so I went through, I got this working. I've got all the debug information on it. That's why you're seeing the extra stuff there. Um, I was running into some issues with it not showing. Oh,
oh, there's an emote.
yeah. So it's hard to see now that I got this giant white background on here. I wonder if I should set this background to black when we're
Yeah,
working on
right.
it.
Or maybe
What?
something darker than white.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how we do it so it doesn't affect. I don't have the stream tied to it, so it's actually not coming through the stream. Um,
Mm.
so I think I can in here. Oh, maybe I have to do it on the view itself. Where do we do these things? So stream, phaser.
Is it,
Oh,
is it back there that you have to put it?
I
Because
just got a
is it?
weird sound. Oh, I think because we got a, is that a follow?
Oh, it's a follow.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's thanks, John.
yeah. Thanks, John. That's how often we get follows on there. What was that?
And I can't see it, and so it popped up the message, but I just didn't notice it. I think usually we get the follows after the stream's over when they don't realize that we're any good. Um, yeah, so maybe I could do it here. I can just do, and we'll just say, let's try just gray for the
Now,
moment.
when you do reattach this to the stream, is that going to have any effect or no?
Oh, it will.
That doesn't look gray. Weird. Is that the canvas that you're drawing that on and not the back of the page?
Correct.
Okay.
Why is it? I would have thought.
Oh, I don't know.
I think I put it in.
You don't need the pound unless you're going to do hex.
That's what I realized when I was looking at it. I was like, I messed that up. Yeah, so this will mess it up when it's on the stream, but at least it's going to be more visible.
Yeah, for our testing purposes.
Yeah. Plus,
So,
it won't wash me out so much because I was like, with the bright light and the white background, it was just like, and the green screen, it was just like, whoosh, gone.
all right, so
Yeah.
So we got that. So now we can see what we're working on a little better.
Yeah.
So we were talking before we got on air about maybe adding some, like, because the firework basically shoots up into one spot and explodes like exactly the same every time. You were talking maybe about like adding a little bit of a randomization to that, to where they start from and where they end from and how high they shoot and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
All right. So let's maybe dig into some of that.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the idea. All right. So I have a default one that I've got going that happens right out of the gate. I think I'm going to leave that one for now, just to have it so it shows up at some point. What I would like to change though, so what I have is I added this point down. So when you press the mouse button, it shoots up. I think this is going to be the launching mechanism. So what I was thinking about doing is I think I'm going to move this to its own function.
That whole from Let Rocket.
Yeah. So, because what this is doing is it basically, I have a rockets array. I probably can rename this at some point here. I want to get rid of all the old. I had a rockets originally. Um, what this does is it says, hey, I have this pool of rockets. Is there one that is no longer active? If so, then we're going to just reuse the first one that's in that list. So it basically restarts the rocket.
Okay, so there's like a set of rockets at this point.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I see what's happening too. I missed a return here. It explains the bug I was getting. So I was seeing this weird thing. Gosh. Let me leave that off there for a second. I'll just show you this thing that I was noticing at one point is um did you see that one real quick at the top?
Yeah, it was.
Right, so
Yeah, it just shot out of there.
yeah, I think
What? What? Yeah, I saw it.
yeah, so every now and then I, I don't know what oh, so maybe I was wrong. I thought
There's one. Huh. There's two, three, four. Oh, oh, look at him go now because you're
well,
holding it down.
so one of the things I want to do is you'll probably be able to hear, but I want to get multiple burst sounds. So I want to have a few different ones, so when it goes, like it'll actually explode in a little bit different audio sound to it.
Okay.
But I think this is what's the cause of it. But it does concern me if this is the cause of it, because then it means that something else isn't quite working right. Right. So
So you're expecting it to not happen anymore, right?
yeah. Let me do a hard reload on that.
Nope, it happens still even.
Yeah.
That is not the problem.
So, oh my goodness. All right, so I think I know what the issue is.
Is it reusing it before it resets it kind of thing?
I think something like that. I think it's in this function. All right,
Because
so
it
let me.
looks like it fires out of where it was, right? Like where it was when it blew up last time. It's just like a new one shoots out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. So I'm just going to do this and create a new function here for that. Because what we really want this to use is be based on the emotes coming in like the other stuff does, right? So eventually this is actually going to get fired. Um, this is
Yeah,
going to
we're going to
launch it,
load
right?
it with some additional
Yeah.
stuff, basically.
Yep. So it seems like this is generally working, except I believe this fails when it's on a restart. We can confirm that. I'll put a console in here. Let's do console, just log, and we'll just say restarting existing rocket. So that one will allow us to do that. Let's switch this to console. Oh.
Hmm?
Darn JavaScript.
What happened?
I know it's John's favorite. So
Yeah.
so what I did was on the launch, it's a function that's inside the class. So this needs to have a this in front of it.
Oh.
Yeah. I was trying to get the console. Love.
Not.
Yeah, so okay. So watch, I can let this one go. It takes a little bit for it to finish. Once it's done, if I hit the button, we'll see a new message here. We'll get a new message that's going to say restarting.
Okay.
And so the restarting restarted from where it was.
It's funny, John. That's how it started with me, man. Like, started one project. Like, hey, Pete, do some JavaScript. Whoa, whoa. Restarting.
Yeah, so we're running into a situation where we're getting too many going at the same time. So let's take a look inside this. Let's take a look inside of it, because it's definitely inside this restart. Oh, you don't know the implementation for that, huh?
It wouldn't go to it.
No, it would not just go.
Not of JavaScript. Oh, I misunderstood.
Ah, it's good to not be in JavaScript again.
I like JavaScript. Oh,
Yeah, so I think what I'm so this is what I was trying to do to reset the position. I think that's the mistake, right? So I thought this here was really the key, was to you move it to that spot, but it can't be, and I don't know why that's the case, because part of the problem is that though we set that position up here, and so it's part of the container. So maybe I need to do, maybe I can just do like
gee,
maybe this.
it seemed to like it.
Yeah, that's
It accepted it, you know.
yeah. Well, that's hopefully good. At least now it's
Interesting.
okay. That seems to be solving that trick. All right, good.
So yeah, that's not happening anymore, right? It's weird how they're ending at a couple different spots. Is that how you intended it to work? Nah, they're always going to the same one, I guess.
No, so you can see. So these.
Yeah.
So the way you with this stuff, John, we should rewrite it in Blazor. That would be awesome. I can't imagine. I wonder if you could do Canvas in Blazor.
Why not, really?
I don't know if anybody's doing anything like that. Is that?
Hmm. Hey, it's a canvas blazer. uh,
Yeah, we'll do that from now on.
is it possible to use Blazor to draw on a canvas?
Yeah, so it seems like you should be able to. Huh.
Oh, look at that.
Well, that will be what we'll do in the next coming weeks. We'll actually do a Blazor port. Well, we have to write all the we have to write a game engine in Blazor first.
Oh, geez.
That's what we were going to start on this one, and we was just like, well, why are we going to go through all this effort to build all this extra stuff?
That's true, actually.
But it's like, well, there's already one there. Wouldn't it be interesting to learn an actual one that's already out there? Yeah, so I think this is going pretty good on this piece here. I think the because this is like some of the default stuff, but you can repass in new velocities and new starting in the XY position, um, which is what I was trying to.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, so
Yeah,
there
you
are
were trying
some.
to just set them, but you needed to do that position
Yeah.
function.
So I did intend it to be different, right? So when it was restarting, it was at 500, and when it was
Hmm.
starting a new one, it was at 400. It was
Okay.
just the way I was getting that, right? So what I was thinking about doing here is setting up the like a starting position, right? So we're gonna probably always start at 1080 for the Y, because that's the very bottom of the screen.
Right.
Because
So,
we our broadcast window is 1920 by 1080.
yeah.
So, which maybe I should make that I think I might be able to make that like a variable that actually will let it, we can, whatever the size ends up being, it can go to that size, but I think I have it statically set to that size versus automatically resizing.
Hmm.
Um,
So okay. I'm just, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about like once we get it all worked out, you probably actually could kind of shoot it off the bottom edges as well. Like, but let's not worry about
do you
that. So
mean from
everything's,
like the sides?
yeah, from the sides, like the lower half of the screen from the sides, you could probably even do that. But let's not worry about that for now. I'm good with leaving that behind.
Yeah, I think yeah. So I think we can. So this, what I did here is I set this. I created a get random value because I wanted to be able to make it a little bit easier to control it. But so we could technically do it all the way across the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing we need to have is a velocity x.
And then that'll be a range of, like, what were you working with?
Yeah, so probably end up having to do something like that.
Okay.
I think we'll play around with it a little bit because I had this thought, and I think the idea is that the x velocity, right, which will kind of control whether it goes like this direction or goes this direction, right? So
Mhm.
so negative will go this way, and then positive will go that direction.
Right. So it's going to kind of pitch that shot a little bit.
Yeah, and I was thinking that we should make something that decides the positive negativeness of that value based on the position X, right? So this way, as it gets further to the right of the screen, it has more chance to go left because we
So
don't
they're
want
all
it
shooting at the middle, really. Is what
kind of, and I don't want it to necessarily pop right in the middle all the time. So I want to have some variability in there, but I think it would be good to not have it be on the right side of the screen and shoot right at the same time.
Right. So once, if you're outside of like the say if you come a third in from each side, then you don't want to be able to shoot either direction. You only want to shoot the opposite side of the screen. But the middles can kind of a little bit, right? Is that what you're
Right.
thinking, or?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's like as long as it's kind of coming towards that middle portion is good
Mhm.
for me. It's like versus it could even go kind of up on the sides. Like it could still go up straight up and then down. And that's fine with me also. It was more about that I wanted to make sure we weren't um, going and having them just disappear off the sides of the screen.
Right, shooting them off the side. That makes sense.
Yeah. We could make them bounce off the sides of the screen.
That would be wild.
So it goes boom and it bounces back in. Which actually wouldn't
Good
be as
spinning.
difficult. It wouldn't be as difficult as you think, because we can actually add boundaries to. So like, there's already some stuff pre-built in the phaser that will let us kind of create a boundary for the camera that will be that, and then make it bounce.
All right, cool. So, all
So
right, let's make this work, and then we can adjust
yeah.
that.
Um,
So
yeah.
that means.
So this right now should give us everything that we're looking for. We're still using the test emote for it. Oh, and these are the two sounds that I have. I got to change how we're doing this. I'm not positive this is the way I want to create new rockets every time, but that's what I've done so far.
Okay.
So we can change this now with position X. Change this one there too. And then velocity X. Put this one down here too.
Here's the other. So that should give us our random shot from the bottom, but any position across the x-axis on the bottom,
Yeah.
and then going up at a somewhat random velocity. So let's see what we got.
It should. All right. I gotta turn those off. I don't think I need those anymore.
Is that the starter shots?
Yeah. Oops. See the one over there to the right.
That one just shot off the edge.
Oh, there's one going left.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
It's neat because the sound, you get a little of the like the.
Yeah, I want to turn up the stream a little bit louder,
Yeah,
so I can hear it.
Oh yeah, the stream. That's kind of neat.
I shoot some more.
All right.
By the time I turned it up, it was over.
Yeah, give me 1 second. 1 second. I think what I want to do is I want to turn off the debug for right now. We don't need the. I think everything's working as it should. Oh, what?
You still got the little.
Did I not turn it off? But
Where's the setting?
yeah,
Oh.
well, I had it removed. Oh, there we go. I think it just wasn't reloading the page. All right, so now you'll.
I can hear him. Oh, awesome.
So we can
Oh,
even
that's
make
cool.
we can control the volume a little bit. So we could make them a little bit quieter, louder. We maybe make that part of the randomness. We could actually even change the volume a little bit.
Right. I gotta turn off that stream. That's great.
So I think that's pretty cool. So I think now we need to just get them angled in so that they don't go off the screen. I think that'll be beneficial.
Bounce them. Is that a lot harder? You were saying it's not so bad.
It's not so bad. Let's see. So in here, there is. Oh shoot. Let's see. Let me take a look. What we can just we'll do what real programmers do.
Google it up.
Yeah, right. Bounce off boundaries. Probably off would probably make that find it better. No. And it's actually it is relatively easy. I have it on my. I was doing it with something else on the outside because what you end up doing is you set the boundary.
So would that just be like the edges of the screen, like the X positions?
So it's kind of weird how you actually end up doing it, right? Because there's camera bounds. The camera is
Okay.
the area that your viewport,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the world boundary, which can be bigger than the what your viewport is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you have to set them to each other, because I did it for. Oh man, I did it when I was building a Donkey Kong example, and now I can't remember how to do it off the top of my head. This is why I got to do more of the stuff with it.
Yeah, to start learning the techniques a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get there at some point. See, I'm hoping to find something that'll remind me, like. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so this is kind of it.
So that allows you to at least find the edge.
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
is this phaser 2? This is phaser 2.
The Phaser 3 example here.
um. Maybe this will talk about it. No.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Right.
It's a weird
So,
example.
but they're
Oh,
doing
so
it.
they
So,
are.
yeah,
They
yeah.
are
So,
doing
so
it.
they're doing it here. So we can look at this as an example for it. They. All right. So.
Sprite bounds. Is that it? Phaser,
Uh,
geom, rectangle, inflate, world. Oh, this physics world bounds. Set collide world. Okay. Set bounce.
yeah.
Hmm. So we have to create like a collider.
Right, and that makes sense, right? So, but you're just basically what we're doing is we're saying, hey, we can set what the collide world bounds are. right? Because that's where we can set here. See, they're trying to make it bigger than what we have, right? So that's what we can do in here. So what we'll do is we'll set the on the scene. So we'll set it as part of the create, right? So we'll do create. We'll set the world bounds, but ours right now we know is set, so we'll just
Okay.
do it based on that. So they were trying to make it bigger than the actual what you could see, and we're gonna make it the same.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's why they were given that pan out deal, right? So when you
Yeah. So now we should be able to. So this rocket here.
Mhm. Right. So we have a boundary,
We
and we need to
do.
tell it what to do when it hits it, right?
Yeah. And actually, it's interesting because what we wanted to do is going to be for this, because this is a container, and so the container itself is it's kind of like any of the other game objects. Um, so any of those game objects could be like the sprite or whatever, and this is kind of a way of taking all those and merging it together into a container so you can control them as one entity. A good example, like benefit of it is like, let's say you had a character that was holding a sword or could be holding something else. You could put that as a spot on there that it would hold it, and you could make it all one box. It would have one boundary and everything. Um, so I think what we can do is we would actually do something like, based on this example, right? So it's setting it for the block. We
Hmm.
could do it on the this, I think.
Yeah. This set bounce and set collider bounds, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it'll be like this.
Because we're inside the rocket, right?
We're
At that
inside the
point.
rocket. See what happens. Maybe we're right, maybe we're wrong.
There we go. Oh.
That's because I
Huh.
hit the button. It hasn't reloaded yet. Nope. This set bounce is not a function. That's okay, because I think what it might end up having to be, and I wasn't sure, was body. Just like how we set the velocity on it, right? Because the body, I think, is actually
Mm,
where you're telling it this is the physical object that.
right. Like access the physical model.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think this might do the trick. Right. It didn't blow up.
Yeah. No error is good.
Um, Let me close that so we can.
Come.
You know what's interesting now?
What's that?
Look at what's happening. I'm getting no tails, and the
Oh,
explosions.
are round.
No, they're just happening. Yeah, on the ground, exactly.
Well, I was saying round because it looked like they were more circular, but yeah, you're right. They're also like popping right
They're
away.
all supposed to be round. Um,
Yeah, but the
I'm.
popping at the bottom is not good. You think it's touching the bottom edge?
That's what I was just thinking. I think that might be the issue, right? So instead of starting it at 1080, we may need to start it at like maybe 1,000. So it'll start 80 up. Um,
Yeah, like maybe now the tails thing is. I don't know about that still. You think that's still this?
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so.
There's the tails are back on those at least.
Yeah.
What happened? I think Skype just stuttered on me.
Oh. Ah, it bounced. I don't know why we're not getting. These are the reused ones, and we're not getting it. Oh, I did lose Pete. Pete may be calling back
Am I
here
back?
shortly. Oh, you're back.
Yeah. Let me turn my camera.
Oh, I lost your connection again. All right, so we're getting the explosions happening, but this seems to be an issue from when you restart. I'm pretty positive. So if I open up take a look at the console here. Let me clear that. Yeah, see, that's a restart. So if I refresh this page, I'll get my 2 initial launches, and then let me clear that. That was a restart. Oh, let's see if we can get the Pete back connected. All right, I think you're back.
Hey.
Pete?
All right. That was weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah, so it kind of.
So
It was like.
I'm sorry.
For Skype, it was weird. It was like it was crashing, but I couldn't close it or anything. I couldn't hang up or anything. But I think I saw it bouncing on the stream while I was waiting to reconnect.
Oh yeah. Well, you know
Did
what? That's because I was getting the like latency issues from your side. So
Yeah, if you throw out screen share, that'd be cool. So I'm just
yeah.
looking at me.
Just follow along a few seconds, minutes late. Actually, we're getting pretty decent frame. So you can see it's so related to the restart. Something about the restart and adding the set bounce on there. Did I not enable something? So visibility, body enabled, launch, emitter start. I almost want to put a breakpoint in there and see what. Maybe I didn't do what I was thinking I was doing. So let's put it in the restart here. Velocity 18.
Y say?
What's that?
What does Y say? Can't see it.
None of us can. It's not letting me scroll over that far. 1,000. All right, so that makes sense. All right, so this may require me to return on the this debug. All right, let that finish. All right, well, let me turn this off temporarily. So it shows the physics stuff looks okay. Would it break? Do you think it would break if I moved where this set is at? Because
What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like this is part of the trouble, right? Because this we added. Maybe this needs. Maybe I need to put this up here. Probably should actually have this first.
So that everything is in the state you expect it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm really not sure. This is a tricky one. I feel like I'm just trying random stuff. I feel like it's almost like an order thing. So new ones are still getting
Oh,
the.
that one bounced off the side.
Oh, the bounce has been working.
So that's working. But the new ones are not getting the tail, huh?
The new ones are not getting the tail. Yeah, see?
What's up with that?
I don't know. I'm using the same emitter for the explosion as I'm using for the tail. only because I thought that would be reasonable. I don't. Maybe it's not. Maybe I should have two.
Like maybe the state changes kind of thing as you when you go, maybe you need to reset it when you reuse it, when you recycle it. I don't know how that would go, but
Yeah, I do this start on it, and that had been working.
yeah, but now it's not. So what's up with that? What is different now?
I don't know. Enable body active. I mean, the only thing that's maybe. I don't know, maybe I need to put this down here.
In the restart?
I don't know, man. Now I'm just retrying stuff.
Yeah, why would that make the tail?
Nope.
Even like none now. What's up with that?
Oh no, it's because I'm just not.
Oh, okay.
It's reusing every one.
It's the same one. I gotcha. But now you've generated enough, there'll be none.
Yeah. It's pretty fun, I have to say, honestly. You know what? I remember when I was younger, and a lot of the graphic stuff that I always enjoyed were like the really cool looking fireworks display apps that would just like do really good ones. I don't know. So I think that's why I'm enjoying this. It's like, it kind of reminds me of back then.
Yeah, well, it's you know what? It's immediate feedback too, man. When you're getting like the like you're having stuff happen on the screen that looks all, it just looks cool, right? Like seeing all those explosions come out, so they're just like firing on out of there. I don't know. I think it's cool. I agree with you. It's neat. But why are these tails not working on the reset?
I don't know. I'm gonna take off these.
So is there a reason why you're trying to recycle them? Are you not able to destroy them, or is it costly to
Yes.
create new ones?
That's
It's costly to create. Okay, so it's a performance deal.
It is. It is, and it's like it will eventually. I mean, you can trying to destroy them. It gets like really intensive around the garbage collection and stuff like that. So this is really the right way to do this type of stuff, especially
Okay.
things that are very specific, reusable, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if so. I've made the change here where I've removed that bounce. I did it in the hopes to see if maybe the bounce is what's causing it and not the
Right, but
but
it's
it's
not.
not. So it's not the bounce. It's actually the world piece that's causing the problem.
Yeah. Okay. So
So why would that? Did I type that in wrong? Oh, wrong file.
yeah, where? Because that's the other thing we added, right? And you changed that.
Yeah. I feel like it's got to be related to that somehow.
Do you need to like start the emitter in some way that we're not?
I, I,
Like the second time around?
I am though. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was. So I was showing like so. There's this has a start.
Yeah, it does.
Um, and like this should be fine. And so this seems to be fine. But I don't know why the world bounds. What I don't understand is why would this cause us the problem? Why would that? That's,
So if you take that out, it's not. Then we're okay. Because yeah, exactly. Why would that cause the problem?
let's try it. See, I mean, that's the only thing. That's the only other piece that we added. We added 2 pieces of code. We added the.
Yeah, look, and there they go.
Nope, nope. Those are new.
Oh, they're new. Oh, but no. So we added something else. We did something else, John. What else did we do? The random stuff, maybe?
No, those were all working.
What did we do? I mean, we changed where it was starting from because we were afraid it was touching the edge when they were exploding at the bottom. Does that lifespan cause it to get destroyed or something and they explode? Like when that ticks off? Because there was a lifespan setting that looked like it had like a timeout. Set lifespan 3000.
Yes. So it basically no. That lifespan is the lifespan of the emitted particle. So the particle will last. So what I did is that.
I gotcha.
Okay.
I understand now.
Yeah, and this
Yeah,
actually isn't really the one we should even be looking at. It's this one here, and I have the same thing in there though. So the explode happens, right? Because the normal one only is half a second while it's going up. That's what leaves that nice ending trail happening on it. All right, so we'll remove this piece too. So that's removed. This is already there. Don't need that. Here, the only other thing I added was this piece here. All right, so just need to get some of them in there.
No. What has happened? Almost want to look at the source control.
Wait a minute. The only did I? Let me just try to put this back. Maybe it's losing the follow.
Oh.
Nope.
That's not it. That part's cool.
It is.
The trails, man. The trails.
I think it'll be neat when we get it working right.
Yeah, with all the different emotes, especially.
Yeah. That's what I was. I was also thinking about that. Like, if we have a bunch of emotes going at once, like in one message, I think it'd be good to not have them all launch at the exact same second. Like, I want to have a delay launch on it, so it like has a kind of a fuse to it, kind of before it goes.
So why is it trailing on the first one, but not on the restart?
But it explodes.
But it explodes. Yeah. So it's not like failing out.
No. It is not.
It's like the emitter isn't on until we get to the end. Is it not ejecting them properly or something? I can't even.
I don't know. Let's see if I do something like this. There we go. No.
Oh, shooting off the edge. No, there's no tail.
Now we're getting nothing.
And no explosion. Okay.
So it definitely didn't like that. I didn't think it would like that, honestly. I'll tell you, because I was like, it seems odd that I would need to even set that. I have to tell you, I think what I want to do is, I want to put a pause in here on, but I don't want want to do it every single time. Let me get a bunch of these going first, so I can.
So you'll have them like in the chute, so to speak.
Yeah, yes, I have a bunch of. What I wanted to do is I think inside here, maybe I want to check it here before we actually get to it, right? So. What I'm trying to look at, right? So here's the body. Should be an emitter on here. Where are you? Emitter?
There's the emitter.
Because I put the emitter on there. Gravity 100 X.
What's that emitter?
I don't see. What's this? So 8 is coming in okay. On is true. Time scale is 1. Everything alive? I guess it doesn't really matter because it's particles, but oh, there's no alive particles and all the particles are dead.
Oh.
That is weird. It does make me. Alright, so let's take a look at what we changed, right? Because so the main difference here is we moved the launch rocket down here.
Mm-hmm. And took out those hard-coded values and created some randoms.
Mm-hmm. Let's see the container. The only other thing I did is move the. Oh, maybe those. That's the issue. Maybe I shouldn't have moved those yet before I set them.
Oh, that visible.
Yeah. So this stuff I made.
Ooh.
Let me try moving this down here.
That might be.
I want to try having this up here so I can tell it's active right away. All right. So. Just go.
Rocket explode. No.
Well, the only other thing I can do is move this last one down.
The active. Yeah. And then it wasn't that.
Yeah, because I think that will make this. Yeah, that is just that set position. That was working. So.
Oh. Nope.
It's like all of a sudden it's just broken.
Yeah, that's nutty, man.
This is the only other that.
And it works the first time through. That's what's nuttier. Like why is this restart no good?
don't know. I've got to be certain. I'm pretty sure it's 100% me, and I'm just missing something.
Well, yeah, the fact that it was working certainly lends you to that conclusion. At least, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Phaser 3, how to restart emitter.
Maybe we do need two separate emitters for the trail and the explode.
What is tracked visible?
Whether the emitter's visible.
Oh. No. False is the right response for that. No, I still want it to continue to follow. I want to go to the explode. I want to see what's the emitter in explode mode. Frequency -1, stopping any current particle flow and emits several particles all at once.
So maybe it leaves it turned off.
It does, which is why I started.
Right.
That's why I'm like, I'm getting very, very confused by what is happening here. I almost want to just stash my changes.
Yeah, just roll back and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we're at that point. I'll tell you. Like,
All right, let me just stash that. And let's try it again. You know what? I think the restart was wrong though. Because they're shooting out of the top there. So we're back to where we were when we started the stream. And part of the problem was in the button click, right? So here I was doing this thing where, oh, that's right, because it wasn't in the button click itself, it was that this isn't the right way to set the...
Right, because you have to do that body set or position. Yeah. Was it body set position or
No,
this?
that was...
Okay.
Oh, was it?
I think it was body set position. No. Okay, maybe you're right. Must be this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right. You just ruin everything.
I know, right? All my stupid ideas. So maybe it wasn't right. How did we not know that? How did we not see that?
I know it was because we weren't seeing restarts. I was only ever seeing the new ones.
So how come the one on the left is good and the one on the right?
The one on the left is always a new one. The one on the right is a restart.
Okay.
Are there really that many in there? Holy cow. I want to go to those fireworks. Monkey heads exploding. All right, so I guess that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo what we just did. I'm going to re-put back the changes that we had. Because there's something that's obviously severely wrong in the restart.
Yeah, that is just not doing what we wanted to do.
Yeah, and I really do actually like. I did like when we had this set, right? Because I think this was kind of cool. And I
Yeah, it
think,
wasn't hurting anything. You should put all that work back in because
yeah,
none of that was bad.
yeah, because I don't think there was anything wrong with that. And I like the idea. So I think I'm going to do is I am going to take this one here that was our test. I want to get rid of that piece of code. Whoa. And I want to get rid of all the old stuff that was for that sample one that I was doing.
Okay.
So this way we're only going to be using the rockets too. So I'm going to change the names of all that too. Just want to make sure that it still works when I reset it. Yeah, so this would be interesting because now we can make this more like 500.
Yeah, because if they bounce around, that's kind of cool even.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look how crazy they come off. That one bounced.
Yeah, I'm not on the. Yeah, so I think that's kind of neat.
Having them all come off like all different angles.
Yeah. With the debug lines, like it's crazy.
Yeah, you can kind of see the trajectory, see where they're pointing.
Yeah, well, that's a velocity line, right? So that's showing what the velocity is that it's currently moving at.
Okay.
That's why you'll see like when you have one that just goes straight up, like it's shooting up and then it's slowing and then it's starting to go down and it's arcing down. I think it's funny how it technically leaves them sitting here on the screen like this. So you see these little debug boxes all over the place. That was interesting.
Because that's actually where that like sprite is.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, because what you're doing is you're basically setting it to not visible. Yeah, see the visible here, you're setting that to false.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're setting it to true here. I don't know if the emitter, does this?
That's weird. We didn't have to do that before though. It was working.
We didn't have, it may never have been working. Nope. It's still not working. Okay.
Should take that out. Didn't do anything for us.
Yeah. Phaser 3, how to restart after explode. Um, hmm. Oh, this is for Phaser 2. Set that. This might be Phaser 2 as well. No. That's not what I was looking for.
Let's see here.
see. Stop. I wonder if maybe I need to actually. I thought the explode automatically did a stop. Let me just try. Maybe there's something goofy going on there. Nope.
Nope.
Did notice there was something. There's another thing that's weird that's going on that I didn't expect was this ends up being. I think I'm gonna have to set the Z on this because the the emitter is on top of the image, and that's not what I want. Let me try moving this back up. I know at one point I had it working right. That's why I moved this here. Maybe I need to do this dot emitter dot set depth. No, maybe. Let's see, phaser 3. Set. Oh, so I can just
Set that
on the particle. That's the key, right? So there's particles and there's emitters. That's one of the weird things about some of this, right? Oh, I don't have anything that updates the image key on this, on the emitter because I only use one. Nah, that wouldn't cause it. Okay. So maybe I'll do this one. This dot rocket. Kind of max headrooming on me, Pete. Are you still there?
Yeah, you were actually breaking up as well. The audio was getting like kind of garbled for me.
Yeah, you should try running a constant ping for like Google or something like that. Still nothing. All right, so I do not know what is going on. I think this should still be.
Generally under 20.
Yeah,
thing.
but wait for when it starts when it starts glitching out though. Because like I look back through mine and I don't have anything like timing out. Okay, so what else can we try with this?
Do you have to? There was like that follow command. Are you calling that again when we restart? That start follow?
I am not. Maybe this needs to be a follow.
Maybe the explosion turned that off.
Maybe.
Trying stuff now, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope.
Nope.
Wait a minute.
Why are some of them blowing up down the bottom?
it's like I hit the button and it popped immediately.
Yeah, what's that about? It's weird.
This is part of the reason why I was saying that I feel like this active should be up here.
It didn't hurt anything to move it, so I mean,
Yeah, but no, this should have been okay. Why would it? I mean, it's like it almost exploded immediately, right? And
Mhm.
and the rules that I have for the explosion is basically the velocity of y is greater than 100, which that should never happen because this is all negatives.
Yeah, not right out of the gate like that.
Yeah, unless somehow the bounce causes it to mess up, right? But didn't we make it so that these were all? Oh no, these were
Oh,
still.
we pushed him back
Yeah,
because we set all that back.
let's put this at 40 there. Yeah, man, this is getting very frustrating. Those don't count. That one does.
Hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna change this back to hundreds just so that I can. Let's get this between. Let's actually get this between 50 and let's do 1870. Just to kind of bring it in off the edges,
Mm-hmm.
in case that's somehow related to this.
It's just wrong, man.
It is. I'm about to make this thing go kind of crazy because I think what I want to do.
With that restart.
I think I want to do a console dot log. Get dot. All right, so what I'm trying to do is I want to look at like what this looks like now.
Right, and then compare it to the one that's not working.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I can. Is there a way to easily just like export this?
I think you can just highlight it and copy it.
If I just copy this.
Yeah, but look if it all to you. I don't know. Probably.
No,
Does that allow you to open or literally copied the dot dot dot?
no. There's only 136 columns. I know. I just don't know what to look at on here. That's what I'm trying to. Rotate. Scale. Oh, maybe we need to emit the particle. Is there some way that the no, but the explosion works. That's the part that I'm having a hard time with. Is that the particle, the explosion is working.
Hey, weird thing. If you just took the explode off, I wonder what would happen. Because I feel like I'm making the assumption that when the explode happens, it's automatically changing a setting.
Okay.
I don't know that that's true. Know what I mean?
I'm positive, but
Okay.
we'll give it a try and see, because what's going to happen is
That one came
oh
off
no,
with nothing.
this is because it didn't
Oh.
reload. Oh, I need to turn off that log that I put in there.
Oh. It's the explode, man. Because they're getting tails.
They are getting tails. They look weird, actually, the tails.
It's like 2 or something. It looks like there's 2. And then look, they just bubble there with all the emitted once they catch up.
Look how fast that one's going compared to the other ones. All right, so then why don't we do this? We could take a quick look in the
See what explode does.
yeah. We'll do emitter explode. Explode. All right, here's the function.
So this is actually the source, right?
Yeah. Oh, do we need to set that frequency back?
That's changing it. If it doesn't. Stopping all current particles, it says in the comment.
What is frequency, though? Is in flow mode. Oh.
Oh. That's something.
Do you see this?
Mm-hmm. If it's in explode mode, nothing will happen.
So then,
So we set the frequency back to 0 when we start back up?
we set it back. I don't think so. I think we got to do like flow.
Ah.
What is the default value for it? It doesn't say what the default value is. So let's see if there's one. Zero. All right. So, good call, man. I was pretty positive. I was actually had this working with the explode. I had done it before I'd moved it into this container. So maybe I did something different that was weird.
Yeah, maybe you had a line of code in there somewhere that was, or maybe, yeah, whatever. Something was happening automatically under the covers that you didn't see.
Yeah.
And when you switched it around, like it happens.
It must have, because I was doing explodes without any kind of problem. Oh, you know what? Actually, I need to undo that.
Oh, good. I'm glad that was helpful.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, it's funny because I saw the thing about flow, but what I had read was that start would put it back into flow mode because
It still hasn't fixed it, so let's see what happens. It's just all still conjecture.
uh well, at least now we looked at code though for it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we know what's going on. There you go. There you go. There you go.
So now we got all of them with it. Didn't I take this out? Why are you still?
I thought you did take it out.
Is there something? Oh, wait a minute. Was that? This is the explode.
Oh,
So I could tell what was happening with that portion of it. So that would be interesting because then now we should be able to set this back to the next tricky part that I just ignored this whole time we've been talking about this was I didn't address the problem of how do we update the what the particle is for the emitter. That's a different problem because in the explode no, I'm sorry, in the restart. So I'm bringing in the image key, but I have nothing that's telling the emitter to use a new image, which we will want in the start, right? In the restart, because
yeah. Because we'll give it a new emote.
yeah, we want to give it a new emote each time. I think I've seen it. Let's do this though, just so we can have some fun with it. Or debug, coming out debug.
Bouncing off the walls. I like it. We're almost out of time, John.
Yep. I'm just. I think that's gonna be pretty cool.
I think so too.
Especially when we can start getting all the different emotes in there. I don't think it'll be. Man, that took a long time to solve that one little tiny. But now we know. Honestly, I feel good about this now because now we understand how that explode works all together.
Yeah, well,
Right?
that's how you get good at using a framework, right? Like you have to make these mistakes.
Yep. I think. I don't know if those need to be 500. That was pretty aggressive.
It was pretty aggressive. I agree.
I think that's much better. But we got it bouncing, right? So we got that in there. We got it bouncing. We got them restarting now successfully. It'll be neat to test it with actual different images.
Yeah, because this isn't actually hooked up to the stream right now, right?
It is not. We could. What if we did this? What we could probably do. Yeah. So this create a mode effect here. We should be able to do a this dot launch.
It said launch rocket.
Right, but now I just got to do the. And then we can.
And then you can use it, I guess.
Yeah, well, because then what I need to do is here just make it so we take the image key, and then we'll just do this. We can say image key equals image key or test mode. Oh. All right, and then we can put that in here, and that should cause this to still work.
So now it'll just be the test mode instead, because no image key.
Right, let me. Yeah, so now it's still using the test image. But shoot, let me do a try sending an emote with a bunch of different stuff on it.
All right, right in the chat.
Yeah. Because. Yeah.
Whoa.
So you see them all working with the different ones. Oh,
Yeah, it's on there. Ha ha.
yeah. But the thing is, that would be weird is if you do it now, then you'll still get all the same ones, just depending on which one it picks up in the
Really?
list. Yeah. So do like all one kind that's not the different ones.
All one kind. That's not the different ones.
Yeah, like not one of those, right? So just do like one of something that isn't one of the
Right,
ones
one of-
that you did. Yeah. So now you can see like all the old images are the ones that were used.
Yeah, for fireworks.
Yeah, because it reloaded it, right? So I don't know. I haven't figured out yet how to actually change the image.
Push it back, like the new one back in.
Yeah, I feel like I have this feeling that it's something going to be along the lines of uh like particle dot set image or something like that. Let's see.
That would be pretty easy if that was what did it.
3, how to change particle image. No, no,
How to set part depth,
no,
tint.
nope. Huh. I thought I remember seeing it. It came up pretty quick. No, it's a basic part. Oh, I don't want to watch a whole video. Goodness gracious. I'm almost tempted to like kind of look in here in the emitter and then see if there's like a maybe there's like
Yeah, like a set,
yeah.
like an active kind of property, like a function. Set,
Oh wow. I am not seeing.
Is it on the particle maybe?
That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna have to try to check. Let's see. I feel like it's not actually the particle. Let's see if the particle manager has something. You know, we might be out of luck. We may actually have to create a new one each time.
Yeah. For our purposes, it might not be the worst thing in the world. But
Yeah. What I remember seeing at one point, and I was hoping that we'd be able to take advantage of it, and maybe I'll find it. I'll look again. Was the emitter you could give it a texture that had frames on it.
texture.
I think that's it. I think I remember. So we should be able to do. I think it's actually going to be on the emitter. Just put that down here. This. Ooh, if this works, that would be killer.
Yeah.
Because then we would turn it on to. Okay, so it's working. Let me reset it again real quick.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So here's one.
Hit me with your best shot. Oh, set texture. It did not like set texture.
Type error. Does it take more than one?
It's saying it's
RAM?
undefined. Hold on a second. But there's. Oh, maybe
Oh, is it
that's.
texture manager? Is that where it was?
Was it? Did you see a texture manager? I saw a
Something in there
manager.
said, yeah. Oh, maybe I conflated it together. I thought I saw a texture manager. But
Because this is what I was thinking. Like maybe we do that. There's
there's
also texture inside of that. So I think it's in the manager. So let's give it one more whirl here, because I think that might be the magic. All right, go ahead.
all right. Let's see.
Oh, but we didn't change the image key. That's okay, because I'm like, wait, why did that not look right? So there's also the rocket, right? So
Okay.
I think this actually has a set texture also. Didn't we do a set depth? Are these backwards? Should this be? Get ready with an emote.
All right.
Still backwards.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh, I did too.
There we go. So now put the image. It's still goofy that it's putting the emitter over top of the image. Right. So now do a few,
All right.
and then we'll just do one that's just a single of like a whole bunch of a single. That way it'll load.
All right. Loaded a bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
And now it's just a single other one. There you go. All right, that worked.
All right. I like ending the stream on a positive note, even though we had
Indeed,
actually a
indeed.
pretty good positive note. What I like about this one is I think I can make a couple of small changes to it, and we'll put the fireworks into what we'll use on the stream from now on. Instead of the sparklers that we've got in those different spots, we'll just do the fireworks for right
Rockets.
now.
Yeah. We'll take the sparklers off or make it around the whole screen or something you can do. But
Yeah.
I like the rockets.
Yeah, there was the one that was popping out from the bottom side that was coming up. I'm thinking about maybe keeping that.
Yeah, those are kind of neat.
Yeah, so but I just may move it a little bit, and then I'll call it a day and wrap that up, and then we can use that for the next stream for tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do about the green stream. Maybe you can make that one that comes up from the bottom come up from behind us or something.
Oh, so what we could do is we could make it so we definitely can, right? So what I can do is I just move that, right? So let me minimize this. We'll have this screen up. I will switch to the alternate. And then what I do is I can move the StreamBot overlay to be underneath of us, but above the screen, right?
Okay.
So now if you should be able to fire some.
Okay.
Oh, still in debug mode. So it's gonna look weird on the screencast. Let me
Oh, nothing came up. That's weird. Must have went all the way back.
What's that?
The one that you were trying to move, nothing. It didn't come out. That was weird. Oh, I can't go too much longer, man.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Hit it a couple more times here with some.
All right. That's kind of a bunch of the same one.
So, but you can see you'll see that I'm actually over top of the ones that are coming up.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Right. So I can kind of what it does is you put the different layers on there, but the problem is I can't have one layer be on top and beneath. So what they were doing on Code Rush's stream is that they were actually putting in the they had multiple layers of JavaScript, so it would know which layer it was on, and then that way you could tell it, hey, this should be on layer 1, this should be on layer 2, and that way you can put them like some stuff over top of people or some stuff behind people. So
Okay.
it's something that we can always explore.
Yeah, we
But
got pretty far with this. It's
yeah,
pretty cool.
I'm liking it. So, all right, cool.
Yeah,
All right,
awesome.
everyone, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, bright and early, doing some scratch or snap, I guess, actually.
Yeah, we're snapping that scratch. Scratching that snap. All right.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Bye.